Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If this is the first time you're here to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button. Come back here more often. I've got more reviews coming up every week just for you. And in today's video, we are going to take a look at this watch. It is called the Shirryu Sumo Homage. As the name implies, it is an exact copy or homage of the very popular Seiko Sumo. In fact, this model, the all-black version, it is a one-to-one copy of the SBDC001, the black Sumo, which was released I think more than 15 years ago. So this is exactly the same in terms of dial design, case design, bracelet design, dial layout. The only thing that is different is the logo that is printed under the 12 o'clock marker. And for today, the watch brand is Shirryu. What a fantastic watch brand. Let me just do it one more time. Shirryu. So I've zoomed in the camera just a bit so that you can see the watch close up. And like I mentioned, this is a like-for-like homage or copy, whichever way you like to put it. This is identical watch to the Seiko Sumo SBDC001. So the dimensions are exactly the same. It's got a case of about 44 millimeters and the thickness is about 13.6 millimeters. Lug width is 20 millimeters. This really follows the Seiko Sumo exactly down to the design, and it also got the 12 o'clock famous camel toe marker, and we'll talk about that later on. The only difference between this one and the Seiko will be the movement. The movement is an NH35 here. That is like the basic bread and butter movement for many homage and micro brands. Instead of a hardlex crystal like the first and second generations of Seiko Sumo, the Shirryu Sumo actually has a sapphire crystal, so I'll consider that as an upgrade. The Shirryu Sumo Homage also has a 120 click bezel. The bezel action here is a little bit soft or sloppy. It's not the best, but ironically there's very little backplay. Once it snaps in place, it's actually good, but when you're moving the bezel, it does feel a little bit cheap. See, I can even turn the bezel without holding on to it tightly. At the time of this video review, the Shirryu Sumo goes for US dollars 169 at the Heimdall website. So you can log on to Heimdall website and purchase this watch. $169. You've got plenty of color options. I opted for the black one. Initially I wanted the green, and well, it was out of stock, so I had to go for the black one. So in terms of overall build and quality, I would say I really agree with an earlier video on YouTube from Grimwood Watch Modeling. I think that's his channel name, and this guy, I think he's from UK, and he really feels that the Shirryu Sumo is about 90 to 95% close to the Seiko Sumo, and I must say I agree with this guy from Grimwood Watch Modeling. And I think really this Shirryu Sumo, it is really close to the actual thing. I would say it's easily 90% close to the actual Sumo. So just like the original Seiko Sumo, it's got a good mix of brush and polished surfaces on the watch. The top of the lugs, they brush, and the case side, they are polished, as with the sides of the coinage bezel. Now, I really find the casework pretty good for the money you're paying. You see different multifaceted surfaces on the watch case. Really nice flowing curves here. This one looks like a bevel, and I think, wow, CNC machining is really fantastic these days. Then you also got this lug design, the beveling inwards, that actually looks like the Omega Speedmaster, and I think this is part of the original Sumo design. That's what gives the Sumo a more dressy look compared to many other Seiko divers, and Shirryu really nailed it on this one. So the design actually follows that of the Seiko Sumo, even goes to the bracelet, looks exactly the same, 20 millimeter lug width. But in terms of bracelet quality, I would say there is obviously a difference between the Seiko and the Shirryu, because take a look here. Firstly, it's got a male end link at the lug. I believe the original Seiko Sumos, they have a female end link, so having a male end link sort of makes the watch a little bit more difficult to wear because the lug length is going to be a bit longer than the actual watch. And also there's a second complaint that I have regarding the bracelet. Now if I take a look at the inside links, you will see that this is actually a fake 3-link bracelet. It is actually a 1-piece. So on the outside it looks like a 3-piece or a 3-link, and if I take a look here, you know that it is actually a 1-piece or a 1-link. Not a big problem. Many budget Seiko divers like the Turtle, Samurai, they all have such bracelets, you know, a fake 3-link, right? It's not a big problem, but this is one of the giveaway signs that this is a homage and not the original Seiko Sumo. And lastly, I really find the edges of the bracelet here pretty sharp. So if you take a look at the close-up here, this is quite sharp. So the bracelet articulates pretty well, and when you wear it, you will actually feel that this part is pretty sharp, right? Comes in at right angle, and the polishing is not the best where the part is concealed. So if you wear the watch, you may find this part scratching you a little bit. But the overall build of the bracelet is pretty decent. It's a 20mm and it tapers down to 18mm at the clasp, and this clasp is the standard type of double enclosure kind of clasp, and I would say the function is pretty decent. So in terms of overall case quality and build, I would say it's very good for the money. US dollars $169, you get good finish and a really good mix of brush and polish finishes, and the multifaceting here is really nicely done, as is the coinage bezel. I would say there's very few complaints until you look really close up on the watch. So moving on to the dial design, there really isn't much to talk about the dial design. It follows that of the Seiko Sumo SBDC001. Exactly the same, the markers are the same, circular markers and some kind of trapezium markers, hash markers at the 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and of course that famous or infamous camel toe at the 12 o'clock. Now this marker is a classic among many Seiko collectors, and I really agree, it's a classic. I love how it looks. And another difference between this and the original Seiko is that the lume pip here just looks like a joke. It looks more like a sticker. It is actually lume. There is lume painted on it. We'll go to the lume shot in a while, but if you look at the watch this way, it's a dead giveaway. This is a homage, it's a copy. The other things look exactly the same, down to the fonts on the bezel. So apparently these fonts are what made Sumo called the Sumo, because they are fat fonts, big, huge fat fonts, and due to these fonts, and they call the watch Sumo. So I've just charged up the lume using my studio lights. Let's switch off the lights and see how the lume performs. And boom! Now take a look at this. The lume is actually pretty bright. I'm very impressed. I was thinking that the lume is going to be subpar, but boy, I was wrong. So even the cheapish looking lume pip is lume here. Well, it's called a lume pip for a reason. And the other markers, they're just like a regular Seiko Sumo. The round markers, the camel toe, 12 o'clock, and the end of the second hand, they're all brightly lume. But to be honest, I don't know how long the lume will last. And yes, just like any other Seiko divers, we have one or two misaligned markers here. If you take a look at the 6 o'clock marker, you will realize that it is misaligned. So I would say this is a really one-to-one copy. Even the markers are misaligned. Wonderful. So overall, I would say the quality on the dial is pretty good. It's very decent. Don't expect Grand Seiko Suratsu polishing, but of course this is pretty adequate for the money you pay. I do find plenty of rough edges and all that at the markers under a macro lens, but if you were to take a look at the watch while you're wearing it, or even close-ups, you don't really get to see much flaws. And I'm just gonna add on to what I feel about the brand Shirryu. I find the name very cartoonish, very funny, so let me just pronounce it one more time. Shirryu! What a great name for a diver watch brand. And on top of the way it's pronounced, or at least the way I pronounce it, I really like the fonts. Now take a look at the fonts here. The Shirryu font. I tell you, I've never seen such a cartoonish or spaghetti looking font on a diver watch. It really is one of a kind. Look at the fonts. the H, the R. They've got this funny, cartoony kind of feel to it. I love such things. It's silly, but it's really very likable. And unlike many watch companies that use generic fonts for their clasp, Shirryu has also decided to use their special font, their special cartoon cheapish font. Haha, they've decided to put it on their clasp. Take a look. Shirryu. So here I've just zoomed in a little bit more to let you see the case back inscription. On the case back, you've got the Shirryu logo done in the exclusive fonts, beautiful fonts here. And also they've got the star of the case back inscription. It says, "Stay foolish, stay hungry." Okay, now in case you're shocked and you're in disbelief at what you're hearing or what you're seeing, I'm going to repeat. It says, "Stay foolish, stay hungry." Now this is the classic epic type of case back inscription. I've never seen anything like this before on a watch, let alone a diver watch. So I think this is a classic inscription. It tells you to stay foolish, tells you to stay hungry, and I think that way you can buy more watches. Okay, fantastic case back inscription. And the overall fit and weight of the watch is actually pretty good. Now the watch feels very solid. I think it weighs at about 180 grams. This is sized to fit my wrist and it's about 6.8 inches. So I've removed quite a few links. I think I removed 4 links, and this one weighs in at about 180 grams. Very solid feeling. It doesn't feel too tall, but it does have a bit of bobblehead feel to it, largely because of the 20mm lug width. Here's a look at the watch in natural light. It looks really good with all the brush and polish finishes and all the bevels and chamfers you can find. It really looks and feels more expensive than what it really is. So there you have it. Here's my review of the Shirryu Seiko Sumo Homage, and I would say for the price you pay for it, there really should be no complaints. US dollars, $169. Everything feels solid. It's very decent quality. The crown action is good, winding is good. I would say if you want to give the Seiko Sumo a shot, give it a try, and don't wish to spend so much money, this is probably a good choice for you. That is if you can stand the brand name Shirryu, or the fonts, or the silly caseback inscription that says "Stay foolish, stay hungry." If you want to see a comparison between this copy watch, homage watch, between the actual Seiko Sumo, which I don't have. So if you want to see such a comparison, perhaps you want to contact me and loan me a Seiko Sumo. What do you say? If you want to do so, contact me, email me, and I'll be glad to do a side-by-side comparison between the Shirryu Sumo and the actual Seiko Sumo. Until then, the Watch Kaki and George, we're gonna say goodbye. I see you next week. Bye bye. Let me just do it one more time. Shirryu.
Shirryu. Shirryu.
Shirryu. Shirryu. Shirryu. Shirryu.